Hey, hi guys, welcome to Cafe IO. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my research process, the tools that I use, and how they lead to creation of either YouTube videos or writing, which I very frequently do. So there's few tools that I use. I'm gonna give a detailed walkthrough of them and try to walk through a sample article creation and how that works really for me. So the primary tool I use is called Heptabase. This is a think of it like Notion, but I think it's much better. This is the tool which I primarily use. It can be used to store PDF, it can be used to store short notes, etc, etc, and I'll give a quick walkthrough. I've done a very detailed video which should come up right somewhere above. So the way this tool works is you have journals, you have mind maps, you have cards, which are really all of open stuff that you create. So any article that I write, any small note, any reference that I want to make, it could be code, it could be for instance, here's some code, it could be articles, everything is categorized as notes or cards rather here. Then you have tags, which I don't really use a lot. They have an AI assistant, which is something I also not use a lot, and highlights, which is synced to my Readwise, and also book highlights. So let's start by looking at how I organize stuff. So I have something called as a library, which is this. So I am primarily doing two kinds of research work. Either it's around quantitative finance for algo trading, or it's around technology, architecture and stuff. So the way I've grouped is three pieces. One, I have all my mind maps stored here. Second, I have all of my books, and third, I have all of my research paper. I would probably also want to show something like how the information is organized. So let's say this is software architecture and we are studying software architecture pattern. These are different smaller cards. I can click on them and they just open up site for easy reference. Alternatively, I can go to the much more deeper section which talks about architecture patterns in detail. These are some of my open notes and they are further connected to different mind maps. So here's a book on microservices which I'm reading, pulling out some highlights and stuff, and then all of that information is created in the form of an organized mind map. I can very easily zoom in, zoom out, maximize any stuff and do all of that. Don't want to get into the details of the tool. I've already talked about that. So let's go on and show the process, but the tool is very, very amazing. Alright, going to let's probably take an example of, so here's a research paper. I have not yet started on it. So what I'll do is, the research paper is called Short-Term Trading Models, Mean Reversion Trading Strategies, and the Black Swan Events. So let's say we'll go into highlight mode. You can just highlight it as well, and highlight this. I will drag it here. You can alternatively also click and just click add to whiteboard. I prefer the drag option. So I have taken the abstract and then probably I want to go and have some more highlights. So I have a highlight here. I'll drag this. I have another highlight which is Black Swan investment strategy. I'll probably want to go to the summary and see what they have concluded and not skip the discussion part. So here's the summary. I'll probably, let's just say, summary of research findings, and that should be good enough, right? So there's 4 points. The intent is not to talk about the content but rather show the process. So here's how I have read it. Couple of nifty features. You can just click on locate highlight. It's a nice little button here which is very neat, and it will take you to where the highlight is, which is a good way of also keeping track of where you have read, what was the last important stuff that you highlighted, just to give a quick recall. So let's say I have done this. There's a couple of other ways to highlight. You can just do an area highlight, something like this, and it will highlight this entire area. I can also drag this on the map, but I probably don't want to. You can delete the highlight from the map and it will not delete the highlight from the book, but if you delete the highlight from the book, it will delete from the map, which is very nice. So all I do is I have done this. I select and I can do a right click, export as markdown, and it will save it into my downloads folder or whatever folder I selected. You just unzip it and either just open it up and double click, it will open into the next tool which I would want to talk about, which is Ulysses. The way I will usually go about is just add an external folder in Ulysses, but right now I have not done that. So all I have is multiple highlights with the name of the paper, and it talks about highlight. It's since it's a highlight, it doesn't talk about the heading, but that's something we can deal with. Now I have all of my articles. I will go into the content. For example, algo trading, create a new group, let's call it draft, and from open files move it into this place. Now in the draft I have multiple articles. Ulysses is another paid tool that I use. Now it's great for writing and publishing. I think it's a very easy tool. You can organize your stuff on the left side, which is, think of it as a project bar. You have all your open snippets and open files here, and then you can do your publishing, sharing, PDF conversion, etc. You can publish directly to Medium. I think they support 3 different providers. Yeah, 4: WordPress, Medium, Ghost, and Micro.blog. I just have Medium and Ghost, so that's pretty much it. Now what I can do is I can just join these 4 and call them blue sheets, so I can read them all at once. I can also delete the word highlight, remove some references, use this as a research, and create a complete article. Once my article is complete, let's say something like this, where I have added all the necessary stuff, I'll just click on publish, select Medium or anything, click publish, and what it does, it automatically just creates a new draft on Medium directly, as you can see now. Now this is not yet in a published state, or maybe it is because it's probably a already published article. That's very much possible. I am to validate, but let's go and check that. So I will go to my Medium profile, Medium stories. No, it is not. It's in a draft state. I can make changes. I can then hit publish whenever I feel like. Alright, so that's Ulysses. Sometimes what I do is, once I have completed the entire content, because it's not just the research paper that fed into the article, I'll probably also want to save this for later reuse. So all I need to do is just do Control A, Control C, go to database, double click here, and do a Control V. So this becomes a complete card, and think of it like a complete article which is saved and just exists alongside it. So these are drafts. Also what I can do is draw connections between them like this, and the arrows can be the free flowing. The arrows I prefer curvy arrows compared to direct arrows. So this, and the shortcuts are very easy, like you can just do Command 2 and you can have arrows, and finally you do a Command 2 from here and push it here. So yeah, this is how you can think about how the entire workflow leads to. Yes, there's obviously loose content in between, but this article which I have created here would also go, and then this will also appear in my card library. Accidentally, let's just say I've created an empty one. I'll also want to show an empty feature. Go to card library, there's a couple of empty ones. You click on clean, you can go deleted. Here's the article which I saved for all purposes. This tool does great backups. It will push the content back to the cloud, to your local, so you never lose content. So all of my PDFs are stored here, which I'm currently reading, and open articles. So that concludes this conversation. If you like the conversation, hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Bye bye, thanks for watching.